I found 3 penny stocks rallying higher, and this $4.43 stock has massive potential. For the purpose of this video, we're going to call a penny stock any stock trading under $10 per share. Now, you may have another definition for them, but that's what we're going to use for this video. So in this video, I've got the top 3 stocks trading under $10 per share that are rallying higher even as the overall stock market goes down. And the $4.43 stock that we're going to talk about was up over 20% on Friday, and it looks like it will continue rallying higher. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I'm a former Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley investment banker, and I have over 25 years of trading experience. The first stock we're going to talk about today is Cambium Networks, ticker CMBM. Cambium Networks helps companies with their security and uptime of their cloud services and Wi-Fi internet networks. And they just signed a deal to integrate with Elon Musk's Starlink for enterprise-grade service delivery. Often, it is the service providers and suppliers of major companies whose stocks will go up much higher than the main company itself. And in this particular case, Starlink is not a publicly traded company, but Cambium Networks is. Cambium Networks is a leading global provider of networking solutions, and on October 29th, they announced that they were integrating their Cambium One network solution with Starlink satellite internet services. The integration will enable scalable management, visibility, and performance optimization for the Starlink low Earth orbit satellite connections in conjunction with Cambium's Network Service Edge. The key capabilities of the integration include multi-WAN Starlink support, which provides bandwidth aggregation and failover to help improve uptime, centralized Starlink monitoring, which allows ambassadors to gain full visibility of dish alignment, latency, and other metrics, which allows them to increase their satellite productivity as well as reboot them, and allows for on-site visits to be minimized while doing troubleshooting. They also have an adaptive queue management system, which ensures fairness and low latency even under congestion, which prioritizes applications like Zoom and Teams and other video networking applications. Cambium also provides an application-aware firewall to provide greater security for their customers who are using Starlink for mission-critical uses such as government enterprises. They also provide DNS filtering for education and public networks, which allows safeguards in schools and public venues. And finally, they are providing firewall enforcement for Starlink terminal access, which will restrict disk management to only authorized users, preventing unauthorized reboots or configuration changes. In short, their solution provides an enterprise-ready Starlink experience for governments and large corporations. Starlink integration extends Cambium One's network framework to deliver a unified network ecosystem across wireless, wired, fiber, and satellite technologies. This is what the dashboard looks like. Customers can now go into Starlink, they can monitor their satellites and receivers, and they can make changes as needed. For example, this particular screenshot shows that it recommends a negative 0.25 degree rotation and a 0.53 degree tilt. This is to improve the satellite connections. Any company that starts working with Elon Musk, and especially Starlink, is going to be a major player in the satellite internet services provider realm. And that is why the stock has started to take off. CMBM initially rose to $6.80 on the news before pulling back. Often we will see an initial pop on news like this before a bit of a technical pullback and then a slight flattening out before the stock continues higher. So should you buy stock in Cambium Networks right now? Well, that's up to you, but taking a look at the future of Cambium, the integration with Starlink looks like a big win for Cambium Networks. Starlink is the leading provider of satellite internet services and has more satellites in operation than any other provider. One risk is that it remains to be seen just how much of a sales catalyst this new partnership will wind up being for Cambium. It's a little bit too early to assess the outlook on that front, which explains why the stock has pulled back significantly from the high it hit a few days ago. Still, Cambium Networks' share price has risen 360% over the past week, propelled by its year-to-date price return of over 280%. And while excitement spiked after the Starlink integration and then fell off a little bit, it's still worth noting that the one-year total shareholder returns stand at 134%. With the share price surging and attention turning into Cambium's turnaround story, the key question is whether the recent gains fully reflect future growth or if there is still a genuine buying opportunity for investors. The most popular narrative is that Cambium Networks is 57.3% undervalued, giving it a potential fair value of $7 per share. With Cambium Networks currently trading at around $2.50 per share, you have a lot of potential upside with this stock. And Cambium Networks is just one stock that has been rallying lately. We've got more to talk about. But first, I wanted to share some exciting news from the Stock Dads Discord. Amar just finished turning $1,000 into $10,000 over the past 2 months. All of his trades were alerted live in the Stock Dads Discord, and thousands of people followed along and made money right along with Amar as he turned that $1,000 into $10,000 over the past 2 months. Now, I don't know if an extra $9,000 in your pocket would help you out or not, but if this is something that you're interested in, I've got some really great news for you. Amar is starting a new $1,000 to $10,000 challenge on Monday. If you want to get all of his trade alerts and once again try to turn $1,000 into $10,000, that challenge starts Monday. If you want a chance to make $9,000 over the next few months and you want a chance at making $1,000 into $10,000, come join us in the Stock Dads Discord. We have a special promotion for everybody who signs up this weekend only. When you join the Stock Dads Discord, you're going to get 2 months free. This is designed to get you through the entire challenge. So make sure you sign up for the Stock Dads Discord before Monday so that you can get in on this challenge, start this challenge with Amar Monday morning, and get 2 free months to the Stock Dads Discord so that you can get in on this challenge at a significantly reduced rate. You can join Stock Dads using the first link in the description below or at weprofit.io/stockdads. That's weprofit.io/stockdads. The next stock we're talking about is a $4.43 stock that absolutely rallied on Friday, and this one has massive potential. The stock we're talking about is ABAT, American Battery Technology. And this stock rallied to $11.49 a few weeks ago before selling off. There was no particular news or reason why the stock rallied. I personally think it got caught up in the BYND short squeeze play, and that's why it went up. But regardless, a short squeeze did not happen. What I'm going to focus on is the reason why the stock went up 20% on Friday, because that was an actual news catalyst and a real turnaround for this company. American Battery Technology Company was recently selected for a $150 million federal grant. If you're not familiar with this company, they are an advanced technology first mover, lithium-ion battery recycling and battery extraction company. In other words, they're one of the first companies ever that recycles lithium batteries. And they do it all. They do recycling, they do extraction, and they do primary resource development, which is mining. But that's all in the past. What excites me about this company, and the reason why I believe this stock has massive potential, keep in mind, it was trading at over $70 per share back in 2021, is the fact that they just reported earnings. And their earnings blew it out of the water. American Battery Technology Company announced their first quarter fiscal 2026 financial results, and they showed a substantial quarterly revenue increase year over year. The company also secured an historic battery recycling contract with a potential $30 million in proceeds. The company increased its cash and restricted cash to $30.9 million as of the end of the quarter. That's more than double what they had at the end of the previous quarter. And then just in the last week, they increased it further to $55.6 million. Best of all, during last quarter, the company's outstanding convertible notes were converted and extinguished, and the company currently has zero long-term debt. So they have $55 million in cash, zero debt, substantially growing revenues. This company is hitting it on all cylinders. On November 6th, ABTC announced it had been awarded a contract and had already started receiving material from a grid-scale battery energy storage system near California. The project has up to 100,000 damaged battery modules that this company is going to be recycling. And at current market prices, if American Battery Technology Company were to process all of the battery materials from the site, the value of the recycled projects generated would be approximately $30 million. And that's huge, because along with the facility enhancements already done, recycled products were manufactured to generate revenue of $0.9 million with the 3 months ending September 30th. Now, $0.9 million is not a lot, but compared to $0.2 million for the 3 months last year, that's an increase of over 350%. So American Battery Technology Company just reported a 350% year-over-year increase in revenue and was just days ago awarded a contract for $30 million, which would increase revenues an additional 3,000%. So to recap the quarterly earnings and why the stock is rallying, on the plus side, cash increased to $30.9 million as of the end of the quarter and $55.6 million as of a few days ago. All outstanding convertible notes were converted, leading to zero long-term debt. Recycled revenue rose to $0.9 million, a 350% increase year over year. They were just awarded a massive contract with an estimated $30 million in recyclable product value revenue. And the only downside is that the cost of goods sold rose 80%, which isn't too bad considering revenues were up 350%. The one unknown and mild concern with this company is that quarterly recycling revenue remained a modest 0.9%, meaning the company is still not profitable and has a long way to go before they reach profitability. So overall, ABAT, American Battery Technology Company, is a very volatile stock, and you're going to have a lot of balls to hold this one. But if you're willing to hold it, there is a massive upside potential on this. Like I said, just a few weeks ago, it was trading at $11.49 on no news, and a few years ago, it was trading over $70 per share. With this company now turning around and seeing massive revenue growth, new contracts, new financing, tons of cash and zero debt, I think this is by far one of the top penny stocks to buy now. And the final stock we're going to talk about is ASST, or Strive Inc. Now, I did a full video on Strive Inc. stock, which you can watch on my main channel here. In that video, I said multiple times that this is a stock that I was looking to hold for about 6 months, and that it would take about 6 months for this play to work itself out. That means that in the short term, we don't really know if the stock is going to go up or down at any given day, or especially any given week. And unfortunately, even after I posted that video and talked about it being a 6-month stock, some people started to troll a little bit and say, oh, this stock went down, this video didn't age well, but just give it a few more days and now we're back up. ASST closed Friday at $1.51. Keep in mind, I bought the stock at $1.44, so I am up on the stock from where I bought it at a few weeks ago. A lot of people's portfolios have been down over the past few days. I've seen some posts on X where some portfolios are down over 15%. And as I spoke about last month, I am now completely sold out of all of my long-term investments. The only thing I am doing right now are these short-term trades. And that is because the overall stock market is overvalued. It is starting to turn pretty bearish, and we're at a bit of a crossroads right now. We knew the stock market was going to fall by about 3% down to the 50-day EMA. I actually told everybody who receives my free weekly newsletter on Sunday that they would expect the stock market to fall by 3% this week, and that's exactly what happened. The stock market fell right down to the 50-day EMA just like I predicted it would. I also warned investors that cryptocurrency was about to crash and that they better take warning as Bitcoin was about to form a death cross on the monthly MACD. And that's exactly what we saw this week. Also was a continued sell-off in cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you want to get my free weekly newsletter and stay up to date on everything that's happening in the markets, you can sign up for that free weekly newsletter at weprofit.io/newsletter. That's weprofit.io/newsletter.